Imagine your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, we have won a new project for 2 million USD, and I need you to start working on it immediately. And on top of it, I want you to finish it in next 2 months." Now think about it. Instead of being happy, in your mind you are saying, "Oh my God, one more project," right? And you recall that you are already working on six other projects. So how would you react, folks? The fact is, each one of you would react differently depending on your personality, and from that particular personality evolves comes out your communication style. So let me talk about this communication styles. What are the types of communication styles? In 1928, Harvard psychologist William Marston, he found that people can be grouped into four different categories. So we are 13 people sitting here. We are actually categorized into one of the four categories. And it's called DISC, DISC. So D is for dominant, I is for influencing, S is for steady, and C is for compliant. And from these four personalities evolves communication styles which can be termed as DISA. D is for direct, I is for initiating, S is for supportive, and A is for analytical. A person with communication style D is a direct communicator. His style is decisive, confident, but the challenge is he will be a bit impatient. And of course, he can be insensitive as well, right? And let's see how he would react to this particular assignment when boss comes to him. He will actually confront his boss and he will directly say, "Are you crazy, boss? How can you expect 2 million USD project to be delivered in just 4 to 6 weeks?" And this is when even requirements are not precise. Now just imagine how would boss react after this. But let's move on to the next communication style. And this is communication style I. Now a person with initiating communication style, he's very enthusiastic. He will be entertaining. But again, the challenge is his attention span will be very small. And again, he will also be impatient and of course oversensitive as well. And lack of attention of detail is his weapon. So he would show his enthusiasm by saying, "Oh my God, that sounds great, boss. I have never worked on 2 million USD project ever. It will be exciting." But after 6 weeks, he will be still in the requirements and he will just think, why, what happened, right? So now just imagine his condition after 6 weeks. He will go to the boss and the boss will ask about the final delivery. He will still be in the requirements. Enthusiasm brought him saying, "Oh my God, it's a great project," but he never went to do the details, right? He's not focused on he doesn't give any attention to the details. Now let's come to the third communication style, and which is communication style S. Now, this is a person with very supportive communication. He's very calm. So many of you can actually relate to this particular personality. Very calm and very steady, and very approachable, right? But what he dislikes is change. Again, he's very oversensitive. If you call him, "Okay, today you're doing this, tomorrow let's give a speech. Come on, this is something we have to close some a reward or something. Why don't you give a speech tomorrow?" My God, if you ask this to a S guy, steady guy, so he can become actually unresponsive quite at times. He will stop taking your calls. He may come back and saying, so if you push him hard, he'll say, 2 million USD. Oh my God, that would be significantly riskier project. Let me think on it, sir. Let me think on it. Please give me some time. I'll come back on this. Give me 2 weeks to prepare my speech, or at least 2 months, right? 2 weeks is also less. So this is how S will react. The person with S communication style will react. Coming to the person with a communication style A, analytical. Now this guy is a data guy. A person with analytical communication is logical, precise, but he's too perfectionist. He will need data points. Okay, in 2 weeks, I'll prepare first day this, second day this, third day, the first week like this, second week like this. So if boss comes to him with the same question, how will he react? He will come back saying, boss, let me give you some data point. A similar kind of project last year of around 1 million USD took us 18 months to deliver. How can you expect in 6 weeks? 6 weeks? Not possible at all. So, folks, we all have this particular style of communicating, right? But the question is, do we know the strength and weaknesses of that communication style and how it compares with other styles, right? And let me add this, no communication style is inherently better than another. We might be having one particular style. Let's say I have A, let's say I have D. It's all, not that there's any problem with that, but picking the wrong style for a particular audience. For example, for this particular boss, if you had started beating around the bush, he's a direct communicator. You have to be direct. You should know how to interact with a D personality, right? So we have to know our personality style, and then we have to build flexibility around that so that we can understand other and we can make our point very clearly, right? So it doesn't matter whether our D is high, I is high, S is high, or A is high. If you know your audience communication style, you will be able to deal with that communication very productively, right? So the key is to understand your particular communication style, match your communication style with your audience, right? And whether you're speaking with your boss, whether in a small sales meeting, or even with your spouse, your employees, your audience of thousands, the moment you match your communication style, you see that your communication becomes even more effective. So my question would be, what is your communication style?